Yo, what's going on, guys? Bring you guys another athlete result coming today from Jake Horn. Jake and I have been training together for the past 4 months. So, really cool story, guys. And I probably won't take the flow away from him for so long, but uh, this athlete, he quit baseball. He hadn't played baseball for almost around a year. And he made an extreme comeback to collegiate baseball, 189 miles an hour to within 2 months of us training together. And but with that said, I'm really not going to take much of the floor from him. So, Jake, I guess if you can go ahead and introduce yourself and say a little bit of who you are and where you're at the moment.
My name's Jake. I'm from Cushing, Oklahoma, and I started playing baseball at Cali Community College my freshman year after I graduated. Um, and in high school, I was 90, 93. I think I topped 94, and in that summer, I focused on lifting weights and getting stronger so I could be ready for Cali and be useful to them. And I got there, and I don't think I threw over a ball over 80 miles an hour for till probably about winter. And I tried everything. I went to a pitching complex in Oklahoma City. I got up to like 83, 84, and then I quit because I didn't feel useful to the team. I just felt like a burden being there. And and then I started play again, started playing catch, and I reached out to one of my old coaches who put me in touch with Anthony, and and then that's when I started working with him about 4 months ago, and yeah.
Yeah, cool, man. So obviously, kind of like been a little bit around. So I know, like ever since we started working together, you had some time that you weren't really throwing for. So when you first came in, what were those things that we first went on to attack? Like, how were you feeling? And I guess like, what was your experience during those first couple of weeks where we started training together?
So that first month, I was pretty skeptical because I've tried multiple things to get to get my velo back and just keep the pain away because I had severe pain in my shoulder. Like I just did not want to throw, and it was really weird when I started out the doing the motor preferences, those movements at the very beginning. I was like, man, what the fuck is this? And just not doing any of those movements for so long. It was weird getting back into it, but I could tell pretty early that Anthony was invested into it. And I'd say around the 2.5, 3 week mark is when I was like, oh shit, he knows what he's talking about. I need to lock in and I need to start doing stuff. He's staying on top of me, like, hey, I see red. He's like, you need to get on your shit, and that just showed me he cared and that I needed to put in that same effort that he was going to put in.
100%, man. Like, obviously, we spoke a little bit off camera, but just like I told you, everyone who comes in here, I want to make it almost impossible for them to not not get better, if that makes sense, right? So it's almost like you got to get better or you got to get better,
Yeah.
right? With everything that I do. So obviously, I appreciate that. So I guess if you can like speak on a little bit, I know you got a nice little sweater on there. Speak a little bit about like kind of like where you're at the moment, and you made a comeback to collegiate baseball. So speak about how that journey was for you and how's everything at the moment.
So when I started working with Anthony, I reached out to one of my old coaches, and he gave me the opportunity. He was like, "Hey, if you want, you can come bullpen out here." And he's the pitching coach at NOC Enid in Oklahoma, and that's where I'm at right now, thankfully. But within, I think it was 2 months, I got most of my velo back. I hit 89 in one of my bullpens, and that gave me a big boost in my confidence. Um, and they offered me a walk-on spot, which I'm incredibly thankful for. Because if you would have asked me over summer or even early fall, I would have never thought of playing baseball again.
Yeah, man. Definitely shout out Chase. Obviously, like we were working on the remote side, but then you and Chase were going on the in person. So shout out to him for obviously carrying on the torch over and continuing to get you better. So like a lot of this stuff, just like I mentioned, was done remotely. A lot of people aren't really like the most fond of because they don't think they can learn enough. Like they're not so sure. Like how would I even know they're getting better if it's I'm just like looking at videos from you and stuff. So what was that experience with you, like and us training together remotely? How was I able to get over with you the feedback and the stuff that we did from there? Like how was that?
So, like you said, a lot of people are like, "Oh, I don't know about that, the online, the virtual learning and stuff." I actually really liked it. Just Anthony's ability, your ability to give me feedback, it pretty soon too. Like it was always within that next day at the latest, and your breakdowns are in depth. And when you don't see a whole lot to work on, you nitpick. And I think, and just that, like your ability to like sit there and when you don't see anything, and then dive even deeper, and then I'll explain all that to me so that makes sense. Like I don't know. I never would have thought, pitching or virtual learning through
Yeah.
baseball would have been like this easy.
Yeah, for sure. And in regards to that, because there's a lot of other remote baseball training, companies out there, I guess like what sets us apart from, I mean, not even just the remote training, just like from even coaches you've been in person and stuff, different company stuff, like what sets us versus athletics apart from the rest of the industry?
So one thing I noticed really quickly about how you run your program is you don't go straight for the weightlifting. You don't go straight into, okay, let me see how you play catch. You don't go straight into those. You asked me to do those motor preference movements, which I thought were weird, and you understood how my body wanted to move before like I did. Like I knew what felt good, I knew what didn't feel good, but that's all I knew. And you were able to take that a step further and help put that into the lifts and into the throwing program. I just think that's like one of the biggest things that sets you apart because, like I mentioned, I went to that complex in Oklahoma City and almost instantly they gave me a lifting program and they like gave me a band routine and a throwing program. Like they didn't sit there and like analyze how I move, and I thought that was really cool. And of course, I thought it was weird. I was skeptical about it. I was like, what is this?" But after that first month or so, I was like, okay, I gotta lock in because I didn't take it as serious as I should have in the beginning, which which uh which I do regret. But after that, I was able to see a lot of progress.
Yeah, for sure, man. Obviously, that's really what it's all about. Like, yes, motor preference is it's also one thing, but you hit on the sweet spot there. What we try to do is obviously like assess all of our athletes to really understand, at a deeper level what it's really going on. Because like I always kind of like make the same uh kind of like relationships, try to compare them both. Like think about it like if you have a car and you just take your car that I don't know, the brakes aren't good and you just drop it up at the mechanic shop and you're like, yo, fix this. They're gonna be like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like what's wrong with it first and foremost? And you're like, yeah, the brakes. They're not just gonna go ahead and fix the brakes. They gotta check up, how's the wheels turning, tires spinning, all that stuff, just to kind of make a little bit correlation there. But yeah, our biggest thing is definitely assessing our athletes and really understanding well what's going on at the central nervous system level, what's going on anatomically, and then kind of like what's your past experiences and stuff. And definitely to say like I remember how like creeped out you were, especially your partner, especially when I told you also a little bit about your personality type without
Yeah,
not even knowing that.
yeah, I remember that.
So so yeah, man. So I guess, for anyone that's out there looking for a program to join, whether they want to increase their velocity, move pain-free, get the recognition that they deserve, or maybe other athletes in your shoes, I guess, and, they don't really know where to kind of look for who to join. I guess, what do you really have to say to those athletes in terms from like us?
Um, I would say if you're skeptical about it, that's fair, but you absolutely need to give it a shot, because I was skeptical. I never thought about playing baseball again. And I thought it was really weird. That whole first week, all he did was he analyzed my movements. He talked to me about where the pain was coming from. How he was able to tell me, like, so I play video games a lot. He was like, "You play them like this, don't you?" And I was like, "Yeah." And it's weird because he's never seen that. And then I just like how in depth you can get with everything. Your ability to simplify your explanations when I don't understand. I if you're skeptical about it, you need to give it a shot. That's really all it is, honestly.
For sure, man. I truly appreciate that. And, this is almost like when you watch those movies and then like it ends on like a good story. Obviously not saying that yours is ending here, but this is really just the beginning. I know we were talking a little bit like off camera, and I was just like saying, and I'll say it again, like how really proud of you I am, because to make that comeback as you did, it's really not easy. Like, I mean, I've played this game before, and this game will like bite you in the ass mentally, more than anything else would. And I mean, dude, you showed up every single day. You were staying in communication with me. You were trying to figure it out. Like, you were asking questions. You go to me, go to Chase, stuff like that. Like, you were bought in after. So, I definitely saw that. And I mean, God saw the hard work that you put in. So, you were a warrior, chose to kind of like go through this and make it your reality. So I mean, now you're here, and dude, like I'm completely like excited to see what you're gonna do this year, man. Like I know you're gonna do some nasty stuff. I know you're gonna come up clutch for your team. So I'm excited to hear for those messages when it does happen. So truly proud of you, man.
Thank you.
Cool, man. Cool. So I guess like any last words that you have to say?
Yeah, the last thing I will say is one of the first times I got on call with Anthony. He actually explained his story a little bit, and how he was not exactly related to mine, but he's been through it a little bit too, and he explained to me why he chose to start Versatile Athletics, and I thought his story was amazing. You know, it was real similar to mine. Throwing Chet in high school, getting to college, velo goes down a little bit, and instead of pursuing a professional career, he decided to step back and help people, which I think a lot of people wouldn't be able to do the same. He cares a lot.
100%, man. I appreciate you saying that. Definitely do. So, yeah, man. Obviously, super excited again. You're gonna go ahead and kill it. For everybody watching this, if you're doubting yourself, you're right. But if you believe you can, you're also right too. So you have two ways of thinking and two ways to choose. So obviously, you guys got no other option but just to believe that you are capable of achieving great stuff, just how Jake did. He bet on himself and he went through all the hard work and he got it done. Obviously, right now with the sweater he has on, he's back into collegiate baseball and he's going to continue killing it. So if you guys want to do the same thing, fill out the application down below in the description, book a call with us, and let's get started. We'll find out what your situation is and we'll see how we can help. Then, Jake, thank you so much, man, for doing this call with us. I appreciate you. And, dude, I'm more than excited to see how much you're going to continue growing from here.
Thank you. Thanks for everything, Anthony.
Of course. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.